They are the way they are for very good reason. Ooh, we got a potato.
Really?
I'll have to hold on to that. As that potato will be useful later. By the way, do you want to check out the mine today?
Let me just turn this sound down. Oh yeah, my cat. Sure. Just let me water these
Here, I'll help you.
plants.
Yeah, I'll help you finish watering. The mine is a combat area, and it's basically every 5 levels you get a kind of a save point. Now you can probably afford to bring some tools with you. I'm gonna have to drop a lot of my stuff off. Actually, I could go buy a backpack quick. I may do that. Alright, so basically, if you just head north...
Oh, well, not the way you're going then.
Well, I'm gonna head into town, but you can follow me too. I'm gonna have to just pick up a backpack first.
Bye, kitty.
Ooh. Always good to get your hand in that pussy a little bit, you know? Okay, nothing else up here. Yeah, at 9 o'clock I can pick up my backpack, then we can head down and start mining. Oh wait, did you... Shit, I didn't bring my pick with me.
I've got a pick.
I gotta get one of my own, quickly.
I like how your tools don't break in this game.
Yeah, that does help.
They can simply just be replaced by better tools.
Yep, in fact, you have to, the only really kind of annoyance is you have to actually give up your tool for a few days so we can upgrade it.
Oh, really? You can't have, like, multiple?
As far as I know, you can't buy replacement tools. You also can't sell them or break them, so... You know, it's kind of a trade-off.
Right.
Alright, let me hop into Pierre's and grab a backpack if he's open. He is open on Sunday. That makes sense.
Oh, don't cast out. Come on, read the paper.
Alright. Well, you need to go get swords.
I need herring to rub on my sore nose. Please bring me one as soon as you can. 90 gold on delivery.
Yeah, the gold is actually not that useful. A lot of the quests just don't really give enough gold to really be worth it from a money standpoint, but what they do give you is a lot of reputation with a person. It's like the equivalent of maybe a week or two of rep all at once.
What do you fight with then, I guess? Your axe? Or the scythe?
You could. The axe and the normal axe and the pickaxe both do damage, but they both do very little. We're going to be given swords when we walk in.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna say, is it that the scythe maybe or something? I don't know.
Scythe would be pretty decent. Alright, so I've got a sword now. Alright, so basically you're looking for these ladders. Sometimes they're in plain sight, sometimes you have to break rocks to find them. And we're basically just trying to get as far down as we can. Although, every 5 levels, we get a checkpoint. Which I found it. You want to try to avoid using more energy than you have to. And you should see your health bar coming up soon, if you take a hit.
Oh yeah. Okay, I need to reposition this.
Ooh,
This needs to
there's the way down, but just to get combat experience, I'm going to kill a few more of these. As frankly, combat experience really ends up paying off. Also, this little rock down here with the orange bits on it,
Yeah?
that is an ore rock. If you see rocks that have like bits like that on it, that means they actually will... They're usually harder to break, but they'll actually drop ore every single time.
Oh, okay. Ooh, dark.
Wow, this is a lot darker than I'm used to seeing.
I didn't bring torches.
I did neither, but we can hopefully just find our way through it. Hey, I found the way down already. So I'm just gonna break the ore rocks, and you can see some barrels down there too. If you break those, they always drop some good stuff. Yeah, these first swords are real shit. Okay, nothing else here, so we can head down.
I didn't even see that ladder.
Yeah, enemies occasionally drop ladders, because, you know, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You said these are ore right here?
Nope, you're looking... Almost any of them can drop ore, but you're looking for ones like the one I'm next to, with the, like, orange bits on it. We want to get as many of those as possible. And that white one next to it you can actually just pick up.
Quartz.
Yep, we'll also need plenty of quartz at some point. So in general, the best strategy is usually to try to clear out all the ore rocks and then just move down if you have a stairwell, which I think we do. Yep, we have one up here. Get ourselves a lot of stone this way. Okay, so we're 5 levels down. We got our journal just got finished in the Getting Started quest. We got 100 gold. And we can now go further. So now we can get back, we can warp back to this spot anytime now.
You only have like 1 day to get as far as you can?
Well, you have to go back, you know, at the end of the night to sleep. But basically, as long as you get down to like within 5 levels, you should be able to warp back to that same spot next time. So you just want to kind of move in, you know, in threes. Oh shit, I'm stuck on this thing, I think. Alright, I actually have to move down at this point, because I can't move off this thing for some reason. So, I'm just gonna head down.
Okay.
Normally I'd want to search the level and find some stuff, but... The levels themselves, I actually think aren't random. I believe they actually always go in the same order, but,
You can block
I think the layout...
can't you?
What? I've never actually bothered. I don't know if it really helps. Okay. We got a path down's right over there, so we can head back.
So I guess the benefit to doing this is just getting ores and stuff like that?
Yeah, basically, if you want to be able to produce anything, this is the way you get ore and gemstones and stuff like that. Oop, I got a path in the lower left corner to go down. The real trick is basically managing energy, as mining can take a lot of energy after a while, if you have to keep breaking tons of rock. And later on, combat can actually become kind of tricky too if you don't get good weapons. Or if your combat skill is low. Although, one advantage of playing with somebody else is if one of you is good at combat and can get far enough down in the mine, you can actually get access to sort of gifted weapons later on that are really good.
Right.
Did you already head down?
I thought you did, so I went down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm coming
you.
now.
I didn't know where you went.
There's no harm to it. There's basically no chance you'll get overwhelmed at this level.
Well, if you get overwhelmed, do you, like, just pass out? And...
Yeah, if you pass out, it's the same kind of thing as if you passed out otherwise. The only additional risk down here is if you pass out because a monster kicked the shit out of you, you can lose items.
Ah.
It'll randomly choose stuff in your inventory and get rid of it.
I gotcha.
And you need about 5 copper ore for every copper bar.
And how many copper bars does it take to upgrade?
Oh, I got boots. So this is your first armor.
Neat.
Yep, you have to put them on in your inventory. But at this point it's 7:40, we may want to head... Actually, we can keep going a little bit. Warping out is really easy. Ooh, torches.
How do you put them on?
Go into your inventory and just put them on the little paper doll things to the lower left.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So I actually got some free torches there. If you see them on the ground, you can just hit them with a pickaxe and it'll pop them up.
Okay.
Oop, ground penis.
Is he dead?
Yep. And if you go back up towards any of the stairwells you used to get down, you'll immediately go back to the top of the mine, so it's generally pretty easy to get out.
Ah, okay. So it always goes to the top floor.
Mm-hmm. You can take the elevator back down to any, like, 5th floor in a row. We're probably not going to make to floor 15 before we have to leave, but we can at least get some extra experience and items.
What time do you have to leave? Midnight?
You're usually safe if you leave about by 11 or so.
Well, we're at 13.
Just so you have enough time to get back. And at this point, actually, I've got 21 copper, so I've almost got enough to upgrade one of our tools.
Man, these little slime guys have a lot of health. Oh,
Yeah, it'll be easier once we get some better weapons. And we should actually start finding some. Enemies can just randomly drop them. Damn it, flies.
Ah!
Yeah, these guys are a
Oh,
bitch
God.
until you get, like, better weapons. We should be safe. Just let me know if your health is getting down below to, like, 1/4. Usually hitting them makes them fly away.
I'm down to a quarter of
Failing.
our health yeah, right now.
Okay, you may want to leave then. Just head out, grab the stairwell up top, and get out quick. Because it's really not worth it to die. I'm gonna see if I can last a little longer before I run. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna clear this level out quick and then leave. Okay, yeah, I've got all the stuff I can get. I'm out of here. Eventually, when we get enough stuff to the community center, we can actually unlock the mine carts and use those to warp around. Yeah, if you right-click the elevator now, it'll actually say, 0, 5, 10, so you can use that to warp around. Alright.
Oh, that was
Now
fun.
back to the farm in a totally not gay fashion.
It's dark.
Yeah, there's actually an item you... Ooh, yeah, it is getting late. There's an item you can get later on called a glow ring, which just casts a constant sphere of light around you, which is really useful for times like this. Alright, we should probably just head, like, straight to bed and worry about the rest tomorrow.
Okay.
Just so we don't run out of stamina.
Oh shit. Come on. Go in. Go to bed.
But probably not a lot of money today, because I don't think we... Oh, hey. Wait, how did I get level 4 fishing? I don't think I fished.
I fished.
Huh.
Once.
I got level 1 combat. Yay, 1 turnip.
I
No,
didn't
we're
put
a little...
it in there.
I did earlier. Okay, so it's raining today. No need to... Oh, somebody's talking to me. Oh, it's Clint.
Probably telling us we can upgrade our... Oh, he's telling me we can build a furnace.
Yep, which we need to do. In fact, we should both build a furnace as we have quests for it.
Wow, he's way chubbier when he turns sideways.
Oh, don't fat shame, come on. Alright, wow, I actually need more stone to make a furnace. Let's see. Give me 1 sec to... Okay, I built myself a furnace. I'm going to put all my copper ore and stone back in here. So if you need extra copper ore to make a furnace of your own, go ahead and grab them.
I have 17. How many do I need?
You need 20 copper ore and 25 stone.
Not sure we've got the copper ore. Nope, I'm 1 short.
Okay, we'll have to get some more later, but
What was it, 20? No, okay, it was 20 copper ore. Never mind, I got it.
yeah.
Never mind. Guess I'll put mine over here.
Alright, I'm gonna make a chest over here that's gonna be like for rocks and stuff like that, okay?
Okay.
Melting, like any mineral can go in the red
God
chest.
forbid you put it up here with the other ones, so it looks aesthetically pleasing.
I can move it back. Come on, give me a break. Wait, alright, there we go. Fine, alright. I just thought it would get in the way of getting up to those things.
I did like your color choice, though.
Yeah, so any rock-related things you can throw in there. I'll pull the stuff out of here.
I think that's all of them. There. How's that look?
Yeah, that works. I like that. Okay, so crops are going pretty well. We could head down to the mine again if we want to grab any more copper ore, but actually you already got the quest yourself, so just make sure to turn it in.
Not sure what to do
And we
with
need to
it.
smelt a copper bar next. So we used up a lot of our copper ore, unfortunately, doing that bit. To get more copper, we're going to need to go back down and collect more. We also actually will need money.
Well, one of us can fish, and one of us can...
You got a preference?
Like, I'll go fishing if you want to go to the mine.
Sure.
I know it said that I could buy a fishing rod with bait now, but I'm sure it only costs 1,000,000 gold, knowing this guy that runs the store.
It might it might cost less. It's worth looking at least.
I mean, a fucking backpack is 2,000 gold.
True. We don't know the exchange rate here, though.
Backpack upgrade, 10,000 gold. No, not that. Here.
Yeah, his backpack upgrade is kind of nuts. The next one is definitely useful, but the one we got is the important one.
This guy's not going to be the one that sells the fishing rod. I don't know who it would... Oh, it's probably the fishing guy, I guess. That would make most sense.
Yeah, down on the wharf.
The wharf.
Down on the pier.
Normal people don't call it that. Come on.
Well, technically it's not a wharf anywhere. It is a pier. Speaking of which, what do you call a really good, well... Sorry, I'm going to bail on that joke before I even start
Is
it.
this a joke, or is this a genuine question?
It was a joke. It was going to be a play on words with peerless. Or a man without peer, that kind of thing. It was a really funny joke, as I'm sure you can tell.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of which, that was actually one of those things I always kind of miss when I'm not around my family. Every single one of them was constantly doing that exact same thing. Apparently I come by it honestly. I think I've probably told you before, but when I, like, my best friend through, like, all of high school, like, the first time he came over and hung out at my house for a bit, and, afterwards my mom, like, actually drove him home since... Actually, this was even middle school, I think, technically. And they're in the car talking as they're driving back, and my friend makes some comment, my mom makes some wise-ass wordplay remark, and he just starts laughing his ass off. I was like, oh, Christ, that's where he gets it from. Which is entirely true. That is exactly where I got it from. But he made it sound like a bad thing.
It's a feature.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that upgraded rod is 1,800 gold.
Alright, not ideal, but not horrible either. Especially if you start getting some more, like, good harvests of fish, we can definitely afford to grab you that.
I
Since
love the impression that this town is just full of price gouging assholes.
Well, I mean, that's basically any vacation town, right?
A new guy's coming to town. Jack up your prices. He doesn't know any better. Backpack.
Again,
2,000
I mean,
gold.
that's every tourist trap, though, isn't it?
I guess.
I mean, man, I lived in Boothbay Harbor for a while over the summers. You want tourist trap? That's second only to an airport. Although, admittedly, Boothbay Harbor is fucking awesome. No! Fuck it, game.
What?
I dropped a new pair of boots, but it put it in a wall, so I couldn't reach it.
Ah, that's not convenient at all.
Now, I eventually got it, but for a second there, not happy.
Yeah, okay, that was a failure. Okay, try again. Come on. Don't be dissuaded by the 4 other fish that just bought the same spiel.
And I say, the 4 friends of yours that all tried the same thing and mysteriously vanished. Ignore them.
They never came back into the water. I don't understand. Oh, wait, I only have a 3-second memory. Okay.
I watched them all bite the same worm, and they just vanished.
I wonder if that's true about fish, where they say they only have like a 5-second memory.
Yeah, I just got an awesome new weapon.
Nice.
You know, I don't know, honestly. Like, I'm not sure what that was based on. I mean, if it was just like a neurological study where it's like, well, you know, their brains are such and such, so they clearly could only ever have that much memory. I mean, if that's the case, who knows? They may have different ways of encoding it or something. I don't know. Ooh, this weapon is very slow. But it hits very hard.
The gamer's lament.
Yep. Can't say it's not my usual thing.
Huh, I got another book out of a treasure chest.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the more of those we get, the fuller the library gets. Or more full, I guess. I feel my grandmother just rotating in her coffin.
Fuller.
Yeah. My grandmother was full-on English, and I'm pretty sure she's the kind of person that would have probably committed an act of terrorism if she realized that Scrabble one day allowed proper nouns. Not a bad person, I mean, all around. Very nice lady in many ways, but a little passionate.
Dang. That fish shot all the way to the top immediately. It must have been a huge one, because I didn't have a chance at getting that one.
Ooh, yeah, that must mean you're high enough in fishing skill, you're actually starting to get some of the larger, like, table of fish drops. You're starting to see some of the more elaborate ones. Ooh, level 15. But I tell you about the crazy guy we have at work? Like the really crazy one who thinks he's the head of Amazon?
Jeff Bezos or whatever?
Well, technically this guy says he's actually the leading person in Amazon. He's just letting Bezos kind of, hold the reins so the investors don't freak out.
Of course.
Same with Warren Buffett and, whatever that is.
Well, I don't see the problem. I mean, he's obviously safe and secure in a prison in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Where else would a multi-billion-dollar CEO go?
He does seem very upset that we're holding him in a prison, despite the fact that he's clearly rich and so famous. Although honestly, as far as delusions go, I find this one a lot more amusing than most. I'm really tired of the number of guys that say they are, like, famous rap stars who have been unjustly imprisoned.
How many of them are black?
Not as many as you might think.
There's only one Slim Shady.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. All the other Slim Shadys are just imitating.
I have heard that someplace.
All the others won't stand up.
Please stand up. Please stand up.
What's that from? I remember that.
How do you do a spoken word version of a rap song? That was from Futurama. That was they actually got Kirk to do it.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, come on, man. Especially love the that adoring slime or like energy ball. He found a way. Okay, I think I'm nearly complete on this floor.
What was it that he ended up saying something along the line? He was in like the famous like celebrity like Hall of Fame, like where all the heads were in the jars and everything. And the second that he said Star Trek, like everyone freaked out, you know.
Those words are forbidden. What words? Star Trek? I did love the whole thing, you know, they were killed in the way most befitting virgins, and they just keep pushing the volcano, having a guy there just, he's dead, Jim. He's dead, Jim. Okay, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm heading home too. It's getting late.
I think it's too late. The adventure shop, I think, is already closed. Eventually, you can start buying weapons and stuff there. Actually, thinking of TV shows, that friend of mine who visited, I've been recommending one or two shows to them just in the past, and they finally started watching one of them recently and got basically binged it, I think, in 2 days. The show called The Good Place. Have you heard of that one?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's a weird show, basically involving a person who has just died and arrived in the afterlife, and them basically realizing very quickly they don't belong there, and are and trying desperately to stay there because they don't want to go to the bad place, which they only know a very little bit about. But it looks terrifying. Like flying bears made of fire, terrifying.
Like there's a real popular show on right now that's like, something like the premise is like being best friends with God or something. I don't know what it's called. I'll just know it's really popular.
Huh. I haven't heard of that one. Although, then again, I'm usually the last person to hear about TV shows.
It's on like CBS every night or NBC or something. I don't know.
Actually, odd question. If you had to choose your favorite TV show from some period, what do you think would win out for you?
TV show or cartoon?
Well, TV show in general in this case. Cartoon definitely can count. I think, at least in my case, it's actually a bit of a toss-up. As for cartoons, I really have to probably go back to a toss-up between Avatar: The Last Airbender or Furikuri. But for TV shows, 30 Rock is probably the one I've watched and laughed the most at.
I would say... God, I don't know, The Office is really close.
And I really need to watch that at some point.
You've
I feel
never
bad
watched
that
The
I
Office,
haven't.
really?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I saw the early episodes where it's so purposefully cringy, it honestly makes me uncomfortable. I can tell it's good, I just haven't actually sat down and really watched the whole thing, which I feel guilty about, as I know from reputation it's amazing.
It is. And you're a fool. What the hell was that? What did I just see? Is that a rotten tomato? Oh, it's a cave carrot, okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, to finish off one of your quests, grab 1 piece of coal and 5 pieces of copper, or, double that for 2 coal and 10 copper, and just toss them into the furnaces.
5 pieces of coal, 1 piece of copper, or 2 pieces of copper?
It's the opposite way, actually. You need 1 piece of copper to 5 pieces of coal.
Oh. Do I have to double them?
Yeah, if you want to fill both furnaces, you'll need 10 ore and 2 coal. But copper doesn't take long. But we need to get copper bars to start making copper tools, and beyond that, it's also just, I think you have a quest to do it.
Oh, I did it.
Nice. Alright.
Are they cooking now or something, or...?
Yeah, it's like Minecraft. It'll take a little while to cook.
Oh, now it's done.
Yeah, copper goes very fast. Later ones take a lot longer. Unless you purchase the DLC upgrade that makes them all go 10 speed.
You're joking.
I am, yes.
I was gonna say, this game does not seem like one of those games.
Nope. I'm actually very glad to say it is not.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm glad my cat made some noise because I hadn't petted or watered it yet.
It's kind of funny to think of watering your cat. Gotta keep that pussy wet, I tell you.
There you go, kitty. All the water you could ever eat.
Gonna drown that poor thing.
None of the food.
Well, listen, it can catch mice, you know?
True.
I have faith.
Should I buy some seeds? Because we don't have nothing growing really, except for like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah,
Harvested out of
crap.
parsnips. But they will sell tonight, so we'll probably get a lot of money back.
I'm trying to remember what things we need to get the quest finished. All parsnips should work fine, or mostly parsnips, because we need 5 golden parsnips to finish out one of the quests.
I got 1 from all that. You may just buy like another, like maybe
Yeah.
30 or so.
Yeah, I think you buy like 30 of them. That'll fill up most stuff. We'll eventually need to grow a few other things as well, just because we'll need a few others. But parsnips are cheap and they're relatively quick, so we should still be in fair enough time. And starting tomorrow, I can go down to the wizard and talk him into starting up the quest line with the town hall.
Alright, let's get these planted.
Also, I'm not sure if I heard you right, but you say you were reinstalling the latest, like the last Call of Duty to try the multiplayer at some point?
Yeah, Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. I got it reinstalled.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought you hadn't even played that when it first came out.
Oh, I haven't. I've only ever played the campaign, and I loved it.
Okay. Yeah, the campaign sounded good.
So if you have it, do you even have it?
I don't actually. I was thinking at some point if you got really into multiplayer, it might be worth grabbing.
Yeah,
but,
I'd have to give it a shot. I think I might like it though. I don't know. Especially with the new one coming out, there might be like a huge drop in the player base, so maybe it'll be a little easier to jump into.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't have got the new one if it wasn't for the Battle Royale thing, in addition to, the standard thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see.
You're a
whore. I played... What?
What?
Well, that's a very hurtful thing to say. I don't know why you'd say something like
Battle
that.
Royale? Okay, I'm sold. But you don't even know what it's about. No, I don't care. Battle Royale.
Well, I mean, to be
but it's My Little Pony,
fair.
but I don't care.
Listen, I know you're joking, but if they made a My Little Pony Battle Royale that was actually, like, good, I think I'd fucking try it.
It'd probably sell to a very large audience of very large people.
And call elimination mode just white kitten mode.
Oh, come on, fish. Stop being stupid. Come on. Come on. There we go.
Shit, why is there a skull icon over the level? That seems a little ominous.
Are we the baddies?
Hats have skulls on them. You're Aryan skull-shaped. Even then, skulls are traditionally depicted with the skin still on. Listening to Allied propaganda again. They didn't choose our uniforms. Look at the Allied herrings. They look very nice. Oh, hey, if you come down to level 20, which I just unlocked, you'll get a free sword.
I'm fishing.
Yep, I wouldn't say you have to do it anytime soon. It'll be there waiting for you.
I figured so.
Although, I must admit, there's a certain part of me that feels it's a little unnatural that I'm telling you can get a free sword, and your response is, I can wait.
I'm fishing. I could give you some free fish.
Well, free fish does sound good. Hey, I just made us some money, too.
I saw that.
I sold off some of my old gear.
Oh, come on. There we go.
I'll keep the mining going for now. A lot of bugs in this floor.
Guessing eventually you can have like some pretty good armor, huh?
Actually, not really. Armor does eventually. I think the best I've ever seen is +4 to defense, +4 to invulnerability, which is definitely substantial, but it's not actually that much. I mean, honestly, I think the combat skill actually also adds a defensive modifier, so I think that's maybe a bigger contributor to it or something. I don't know for
Did you
certain.
say modiplier?
Isn't he like a YouTube person?
You said modiplier instead of
Yeah.
multiplier, and I was thinking, what? Modifier or multiplier? I couldn't...
Yeah, it's like it's a modifier.
Modiplier. It's Markiplier.
to say.
It's twin brothers.
Modifier. He has not made at least one like YouTube show about modding games and called it that. I don't know why he's wasting his time.
He did play a game once, like 5 or 6 years ago, called COD of Duty.
Oh god, I think I've seen that
And
one.
it was like it was kind of pixelated. It was like a pixel game. But you were like going around just shooting barrels of fish and everything.
I do remember they had an entire like joke Call of Duty thing when Bulletstorm came out, where they made like a one level Call of Duty mock game. Like every enemy you killed, you got a promotion, like Sergeant Master, Sergeant Master, Major. Bloody screen, so real.
Now, those are usually the best games, though. The ones that can make fun of themselves.
Yeah, well, in that case, they were making fun of a competitor, but even so.
Not true.
I must admit, given that you're... Man, like... At some point, if you get a chance to play, like, the remake of Call of Duty 4 they made, or even the original, honestly, the only shitty bit about it is, like, for the story alone, I'd highly recommend it. It's the only Call of Duty game I've played where the story has honestly blown me away. But... God, they fucked the multiplayer so badly.
In Call of Duty 4?
Yeah, well, the original Call of Duty 4 is still fine, but Call of Duty 4 Remastered, they fucked it.
That's the one that just came out, right? Recently?
Well, it came out like a few years
With
ago now.
Infinity War. Or Infinity Warfare.
Yeah.
Or Infinite Warfare, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. God, I hate them for what they did to it. I really hate them. That was by far my favorite Call of Duty game. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 was good, but was not nearly as well balanced or fun. I'm just deeply annoyed at what they did to it. I mean, honestly, if they just, like, we're going to sell skins. Fine. Weapon skins. Totally fine. No problem there. Little garish, but whatever. It doesn't affect my game. But the whole, like, we're going to add weapons that were never in the game before. Not really a remake anymore, is it?
It's its own game with DLC.
Not to mention the whole thing of, like, if you buy the PC version of Call of Duty 4, all the DLC is free. Like, all the DLC maps, which are damn good maps. All free. On the PC, we're going to charge more than they originally cost, and you'll get less of them.
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah. Alright, I'm back and dropping stuff off.
Yep, I'm coming.
I got 2 ancient seeds. I don't know what those are.
They're ancient. I can't tell if I watered everything. I think I did. Did I?
Looks like it.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, God.
Oh, shit. I have no energy, so I'm going to have to probably... I probably can't help you out unless I go sleep for a brief time. Eventually, if we want to make some real money, we get it like a chicken coop so we can have constant influx of money from eggs.
Eggs. Damn it.
Like in real life.
Yeah, you're talking to someone who had to gather eggs every day when they got in from school.
Yeah, I guess the magic of it may not be as magical for you.
No, chickens always wants to peck you when you try to reach under them.
I don't know why they want to do that when you're stealing their children.
Yeah. There we
I'm
go.
going to stand here at the forge until they're done. Alright, so we've actually got enough copper at this point to upgrade 2 different tools. We probably don't have the money yet, though. I may come back to helping with fishing tomorrow.
Okay. We'll see how much we get, because we're going to have all the fish and all the parsnips coming in today.
Ship. Level 2 combat. Woohoo!
Level 2 farming.
Not bad.
1,399.
1,399.
That would be enough to get one of the reels, I think. The fishing rods.
Yeah.
But
That would be worth it.
The only difference is that you can put bait on it, right? That's it?
No, it actually also is just flatly better, too.
Ah.
Not by a huge amount, but it's significant. Ooh, I'm gonna grab these few turnips. Ooh, Mom sent cookies. To both of us.
She loves me more.
How did you know my mother? Or is this assuming we're related?